Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Give me just 1 second here, everybody. How's it going? Good to see you all. Hopefully today the audio is a little bit better than it has been. Been having some issues with it. But hopefully everything is working a lot better. I've had some time to work on things. Hopefully we're doing good. I don't know. Formula Fob, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Hello, hello. Nathan, congrats on grabbing first. W. All right, there we go. Boop, boop. That is good to go. This is what we like to see. Smooth start to the stream so far. I can't complain. I cannot complain. Okay. We're on the Forever World today, which I'm sure you guys are probably going to get sick of me playing the Forever World after a while. But, one, we've got a lot of fishing to do. I have laid down the challenge that I need to get mending through fishing for all of my gear before I can trade for it with villagers. This is a long process. I realize how stupid of a process this is going to be, but it's going to be fun. We're going to fish today for at least an hour or two, hopefully two. So long as the stream doesn't like bug out completely, we'll probably get 2 hours in. We may even start work on the next portion of the Forever World. We're going to be doing some stuff in the caves for our very first base, and I'm not really sure how that's going to work out yet, so I may wait to do that on a video instead. I don't know. I just put the finishing touches on episode 1. Episode 0 is coming out tomorrow. Episode 1 is the day after, or 2 days after, and I'm trying to get some shorts made so that they can go alongside the videos. I made a very quick snapshot video. I apologize for its quality. I've been busy all day today. I was either asleep, laying in bed trying to figure out how to get out of bed, or moving a refrigerator. Those were the 3 things today. And, you know, wouldn't have it any other way. But it's good to see you all. Hope you're all doing good. So, we only have 1 fishing rod right now. I'm kind of thinking we should probably enchant one very soon. And maybe I should also, like, put together some chests or something. Maybe even just put some barrels next to the dock. And we could put all of our fishing stuff in there. So that way, by the end of the time that we get all of the mending, we could, like, see what all we fished up. That would be kind of cool. Nathan, thank you for submitting your taxes. 59 total. GG's. We love to see it. Yeah, let's do that. So can I sleep? Yes. Sweet. Good. Love that. I'm really excited about tomorrow. The video is, in my opinion, it could be my best video yet, which is a high bar or a low bar, depending on who you are. You might call that a very low bar. But it's a pretty decent video in my opinion. I'm excited for it. Been a long time coming, and I hope you guys like it as much as I liked making it. I've got about trying to think. I think I've got a couple more videos in the works as well for that looks so bad. Let's just scatter them around a little bit as, like, ones. Like, do 1, 2, maybe do a 3rd one back there. And we can put a few over here as well. There we go. I don't like how that's so patterned. How how about right here? No, that's gonna look like a pattern still. Okay, let's put it right there then. Okay. Sure, that's good. They're a little goofy looking, but it's fine. Every time I click on your streams on this world, you're always doing something with fishing. It's just what I do, man. I can't help it. I gotta fish. How's it going, Anuki? It's good to see you. Swiftu, thank you for spending your taxes. 199 total. GG's. I got half a train on my desk. How do you have half a train on your desk? I gotta know. Do tell. I don't think you can catch ink sacs, so I'll just leave those in there. I think that one I got from fishing. Lego set. Oh, okay, nice. We do like ourselves some Lego in this household, so that's fun. You can catch ink sacs. Okay, did I catch those or did I get those myself? I don't know. We'll say we caught them. It sounds likely enough. All right. Our next fishing rod we're gonna enchant if we don't fish one up myself. Okay. Yeah, fishing. Right. Today was busy. I apologize for the video that came out today. It was not very good. But it was quick. I did promise it was gonna be quick. If nothing else, you can accept that I did promise something and I did deliver on that. Last night I put out a ping. We're gonna be starting video uploads for this world. Really excited about that. And I also teased that the new series is coming out at some point. Don't ask me when, because I don't know yet. I'm still trying to get caught up on everything, but that's going good. But we're moving along. We're doing the right things, I think. I've done some number crunching. We're only 50 hours of watch time away on YouTube from being fully monetized, which is amazing. Really, really cool. Can't wait for that. We've got a lot of cool projects coming. I'm really excited for that. I built it, post on Snapchat and attempt for a girl to see I shared her interests. Swifty Rizzler Swaftu. You know, that is a very unique. Maybe it's not unique. I don't know. Sharing interests is normal. But that is one way to try to rizz up a girl through Snapchat. You know, just posting your Lego train. Like, that screams a lot of tism, but I think it's got a lot of riz to it as well. You got this, Swiftu. I believe in you. Hello, RiftX. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm just in sort of a limbo right now. I don't really have any issues, and I've done... because everything I can do for a content project, and I'm just waiting on other people to finish their parts. I just have nothing to do. I felt that so much. I can't stand waiting on other people. I just can't do it, which is why I've not joined any other SMPs or anything like that. Is there's a lot in other people's hands. Although I have thought about like a couple of short-term things that I may try to run at some point in time. We'll see. And when I say short-term, I mean very short. Like maybe a week at most. But we'll get there when we get there, kind of deal. I can't do stuff with other people anymore. Like you said, waiting on other people, it leaves you with nothing to do, and you're just kind of waiting and hoping that that will bring forward some amount of results. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun to just make content, and it's fun to exist. But it's not fun waiting on other people to do your content. And, like, that, I couldn't do that anymore. Maybe one day. We'll see. How long has it been since I've been in a stream? How's everything been? Hello, Sans Gaming. Welcome on in. I don't know when the last time you were here was, but everything's been pretty good. I'm pretty tired, but I'm chilling. I'm hanging in there. I'm doing all right. Busy with school starting up and making some slow progress on personal projects. How about you? I'm doing all right. Very tired. That is still very loud. That is still very, very loud. Okay, I need to update the sound on that because it's just... I think if I turned it down maybe even like just 2%, I think it would be fine. I don't know. Turned 20 years old? Oof. Welcome to the 2-decade club, man. It's only down from here. No, it's actually pretty okay at 20. But happy birthday. I hope this year treats you pretty well. Turned 20 years old last week. Okay, nice, nice. How are you liking it so far? There's not like any special privileges that come with it other than being able to say you're 2 decades, but it's you know, when I turned 20, I felt like a lot more respect was suddenly put on you because your age doesn't end with teen. I don't know what it is with people, but like suddenly, once there's no teen at the end of your name, you're like, or at the end of your age, people are like suddenly really chill with you, and they're like, yeah, you're an adult now. Um, which I guess is fair enough. It's just how we, as a society, rank people, I guess, in terms of responsibility. But 20, okay, Unk, bruh. Yeah, Nathan's a spring chicken. Bro was born yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Like, I can't count the amount of times I've heard him say 6, 7. Been more tired. I've been doing less and less work. It's just been hard recently. That's fair. I hope things get better for you soon. I can definitely relate to doing less and less work. Last week started off really strong right out the gate. That was loud. Right out the gate, I was doing like 8 hours of work every day. You know, that's a big deal for me because I've not been able to do that. And then the middle of the week hit, and suddenly it was like a brick wall, and I couldn't do anything. Um, Yesterday, same problem. Only worked 4 hours out of the 8 that I wanted to. I and then, oh man, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad yesterday. Today I've not done much either. I've been sleeping a lot more, which is probably better for me, but it's not being refreshing. You wake up. I'll get into that later because it's a little bit of a rabbit hole. I don't want to make this all about me right now. Um, but I definitely relate. I definitely relate. Hello, Nikki. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I honestly hope so too. Dude, I've been extremely tired and literally everything recently. That's fair. If you're US side, or I guess anywhere in the northern hemisphere, it's currently winter, which means we're not outside very much. If you have the means, I would encourage you to maybe consider going to the doctor and seeing if they can check your vitamin D levels. It's very easy for that to drop, and you sometimes need to take supplements for that because we can't go out in the sun as much. For me, mine's down pretty much all year round. Even in the summer, it barely hangs on. This last time I went, it was like half of what it should be at minimum. And about this time a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, it was really dangerously low. Vitamin D is a big one, though. It makes you tired if you don't have enough of it. It makes you unmotivated and just generally speaking, pretty depressed. So that one could possibly be it. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, so don't just take my word for it. I would encourage you to actually probably ask a doctor, but that's only if you have the means for it. I know not everybody has easy access to doctors and all that, so but I wouldn't stress about it too much either, because stress won't help you either. I don't blame people for not liking doctors. I hate them. I gotta go to one soon because I'm almost out of meds. And I do need mine. Oh, well, there goes the fishing rod. I take medication for my thyroid, which also has to do with your energy levels, your pretty much everything. Your thyroid controls so much. Unfortunately, mine is not working. Um, and that does mean I do take meds for that. I take meds for my 88 or not 88. Sorry, I may need some of that. We'll see. My vitamin D. I had the wrong letters in my head. Um, and then I also take meds for allergies and all that stuff. You know, meds are a wonderful gift. I can't see what those are. I'm just gonna go for it. What? I can't click those. Well, I guess we're going on Breaking 3. Minecraft just, I don't know if that was a bug with one of the mods I have. I don't know. That was weird. That was really weird, but I could not click those. It wasn't displaying anything. So, I mean, if you can't fish them, or if you can't select them because they just don't exist for a fishing rod, then I don't know. I don't know. Ham, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Nikita, hi. Welcome in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. If you ever have to get your thyroid removed, I don't know what you would do. Like, your voice will be gone for weeks, and you won't be able to get back to the same point until up to a year. Yeah, I am aware of that. It's on my radar. My hope is that that will never be the case, but if it does, I will at least have it scheduled in advance, hopefully, enough that I can try to get content at least recorded, and then I can just edit it while I recover. But I don't know if that will ever have to happen. But you know, if let's say you talk to the doctors and they're like, yeah, we gotta take it out. You got, let's say they plan it out a month ahead. You got a whole month to record 52 weeks worth of audio. For the forever world, that would suck, because there's just no way I could do that, really. Hello, welcome on in, Raiders. Water Ghost, how's it going? Thank you for the raid, I appreciate it. Down with the king, that's wild. That is actually wild. Welcome on in, though. How is it going? What were you guys up to today? Is this a server? This is not a server. This is my single-player forever world, which has a video coming out tomorrow. So if you guys want to see what this is all about, feel free to subscribe, turn on notifications, whatever you gotta do. Poseidon is better, to be honest, bruh. Poseidon's pretty cool, though. I can agree with that. Thankfully for me, I know I have a vitamin D is low because I have meds and vitamins for my hormones and bone density due to health conditions. That's fair, yeah. Knowing it's down definitely helps. Like, I know mine's just naturally pretty low, usually. So I take actually a pretty big dosage, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's usually still pretty low, so it at least gives me a reason why I'm tired and why I'm miserable. But there's also some things that it's not fixing, and I need to go to the doctor again and get that fixed. But fine. Most times, people with thyroid issues won't need to get it removed until their mid-30s to, like, early 40s. Yeah. So, I mean, by that point, we may not... I mean, I would hope we're still doing the Forever World. But by then... Okay, what I'll do is I'll do what the people do in the Life series. Where you would just have somebody else record a voiceover for you. That's what I'll do. We were going actually wild while we were in a mine shaft. Mine shafts are fun. They're scary, but they're fun. Have you turned down your mic recently, Reg? I did because it was bad. It was crackling really, really bad because of the gain. But but it wasn't that much. It's actually still hitting the same decibel amount on OBS. So I'm not entirely certain if it's a me thing here. Minecraft has been banned in Czech Republic and Hungary. Hungary? Why is it banned there? That sounds strange. Didn't Turkey threaten to ban Minecraft at one point? You're a lucky man, you have a PC? Yes. I'm very lucky to have a PC. I am very, very, very lucky to have a PC. I don't deny that. But I worked really hard to get it, and I work really hard to keep it still running, even though it hates me half the time. Long time no see. Hello, Silence. Welcome on in. It's good to see you again.
Hello there.
Somebody subscribed. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Don't forget about the karaoke. You were doing karaoke. Hey, you know, I Will Survive is a very motivational song. Oh, it is. It definitely is. Good luck in your life, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, gamer. Hungary banned it because it is so similar to Roblox and it doesn't have age verification. Well, it's about to. It's very much about to have age verification. It sounds like the lawmakers have no idea what they're talking about, though, calling it similar to Minecraft or similar to Roblox. But you know, I kind of get it to a certain degree. I respect the intent for the laws. I don't know if I respect the execution for how they're trying to protect people. I 100% am for protecting young people on the internet because adults aren't doing a good enough job. Expecting the brand to do it is not reasonable, especially in gaming servers where it's hosted by people. Parents aren't sitting there helicoptering their kids the entire time, which I kind of get as well. It would be really hard to do it.
Hello there.
And unless there's very good implementation, thanks for subscribing, I appreciate it. Unless there's a very good implementation on parental controls to prevent your child from interacting online, you just... It's a very dangerous place. I don't love ID verification. But I don't love children having unrestricted access to the entirety of the internet either. I don't know what the happy medium is there other than doing something, which they are trying to do something and people are throwing a fit about that too. So I don't know what the right answer would be otherwise. Can I join your server? This isn't a server, Silence, and I don't have a server anymore, but I do want to be starting... I'm thinking about trying to start something possibly as a server soon-ish. Like, maybe next month I might have a test server you guys could join for, like, a special event. But we're gonna have to do some stress testing to see if it's even possible with that setup. But I have an idea. We'll see. Reg Karaoke win? Not anytime soon, that's for sure. I don't like my voice. I've had a lot of people tell me I have a very good voice, but I personally don't think it sounds very good. I think everybody's entitled to an opinion, even if it's wrong. That's where I'll leave that probably. Czech Republic banned it for propaganda. Really, that's really interesting. Propaganda. I mean, people are... I mean, yeah, if they're not censoring it... I mean, there's a Minecraft China edition that I believe does have heavy censorship in it. One of Minecraft's best kept secrets, in my opinion, is that there is a... or there at least was a Minecraft China edition. I don't know if they ever finally blended it or not. I don't think they can, as far as I'm aware. Just do a stream with water. It's gonna turn into karaoke real quick, I bet. There we go. Now we're talking. We need you to put up a sign saying this is not a server. Yeah, we could get a nice big like whiteboard right here, and I could put it on there. This is not a server. That would be fun. That would be really fun. Roblox, Minecraft, Call of Duty, and TikTok are all banned in Austria for child safety. I don't think outright banning apps is the right call. Also, the green flash just came back. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't think banning apps is the right call, but I also get it if the apps are refusing to abide by the rules, they should be banned. UK been talking about bringing it in the under 16 law on social media that the Australians did. Yes, Minecraft is actually implementing a system for UK users right now to comply with that law because it is very much expected to pass. 2,000 follower karaoke stream. Oh boy. If I were like alone in the house, I would consider it. Because I know my parents listen in sometimes, and I don't like that. I don't want them to listen to it. Playing Fortnite right now, nice. Not gonna lie, fair. I think it's a good move. I said it when Australia was going to do it. I don't mind the idea of it, like I said. The only problem is it's one of those things, if you give a mouse a cookie, and I don't know where the government draws the line, you know? Like, I'm all for banning social media for under 16s. There's no reason a 15-year-old or under should be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They should be able to be on YouTube, but only they should only have access to certain parts of YouTube, not all of YouTube. You know, the large majority of kids on the internet are not being supervised well enough, and they're getting access to a lot of things that they should not be seeing. So I feel like if they want to have an under 16 audience, then they have to implement a mode that has a content specifically curated for them. And the platforms have to do a job of approving it or approving creators on it. And then those creators are held liable if it's deemed unfit for consumption of a audience at a certain age. I don't know how that would be best done other than through an AI filtering of some sort. You know, for example, my videos aren't made for kids. They can be watched by kids, but they're not made for kids. And that's kind of the problem that lies in it is advertisers don't pay as much for those videos that are made for kids because you can't do targeted advertising. So if you're a content creator and you're trying to make money, you can't make videos for kids. It's just, it's not allowed. Unless you're making like millions of views, then you might be able to float by on it. But it's very, very, you're going to be making very bad content in my opinion. Very cringe stuff. Like, you know how Monster School is right now? That's what you'd be making. And it would, I don't think that stuff is made for kids, but it's marked as, which is awful. Austria banned to vote them. They did a vote. 75% voted to ban them. Dang, wow. The real green flash was the friends we made along the way. think there should be laws for social media apps, and if they don't follow the laws, the app will be banned, not accessible. Stuff like all having parental controls, some teen version, etc. I could definitely get behind that, yes. You almost need a content rating system, because right now, what it is the internet is the Wild West. Everybody has their own definition of what's suitable for each person. We almost need kind of like an ESRB or PEGI rating, you know, for PGI rating. I don't know what you guys call it. But we almost need a rating system like that. Coral, it's good to see you. 202 tax submissions. GG's. Love to see it. Jamaro, hello. It's good to see you. We are no longer on Twitch SMP anymore. We have moved on to my own solo world so I can build big things and do whatever I want. But it's good to see you. How's it going? Naruto, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. The internet is the future. I don't think it's right to restrict kids from it. I don't think a full restriction makes sense, but I do think we need to age gate it to some extent. The internet isn't the future, it's right now, is the truth. You're solo on Twitch SMP anyway, so maybe better. Honestly, yes. That is kind of where I'm at with it as well. I'm good, how are you? I'm doing pretty good, I'm tired, but I'm hanging in there. Good to see you again. What I would say is basically, Undertons, they don't get on the internet without supervision of an adult. That's just, I'm sorry. A 7-year-old has no business scrolling YouTube unsupervised. Like, I've said it, I meant it. If you're a 7-year-old watching this, I'm sorry, where's your parents? Like, this is a bad place. You hit 12 and 13, like, there's some amount of independence there. Hopefully you know where you should be and you listen to your parents. And there should be, at that point, there's content at least on there that is consumable by your age group. And I think that would be perfectly fine if it was marked as, like, 13 and up. And then, you know, there's another rating, 16 and up. And then from 16 and up, you go, I guess, 18 and up. And then that's where I would probably put the marker. Maybe you could technically go a little higher than 18 even, but I would say 18 and up is probably the max on that. You know, the problem is also then you go, okay, what do we count as each thing? I would say 18 and up, there's the obvious stuff on what that could be. Language would not be the reason it's 18 plus. I would say that's probably 16 plus at this point. And violence would be another thing that could be in there. I think quite honestly, a blanket ban is a bad idea. But if the governments would come in and actually tell us what is suitable for each age group according to whatever their adolescent developmental branch says, you know, the pediatric branches, if they would say, hey, this is what we deem as acceptable for these age groups. We require that you follow these rules and only show this content to these age groups. We understand that you rely on user-generated content, so here's the rules about user-generated content versus what you make, and here's the process we recommend, not that we're forcing you to do, but that we're recommending you do. If you don't do this, we may pursue other avenues of, you know, obviously you can't break the rules and allow a 13-year-old to watch content that's not allowed for them, knowingly. Because that's the problem right now. It's really easy for them to lie. it's hard because this is where you end up in overreach situations. You don't want your government being able to tell you that it is or isn't, or that you've watched too much today, for example. Like, at what point do they say, well, because you are a citizen and we're doing this for your own good, we're telling you that you can't scroll on Facebook for more than 30 minutes a day? That would be pretty ridiculous. But, you know, also at the same point, I kind of get it. Like, if you're just trying to maintain a healthy society, like, I would get that. But also, isn't that kind of overreaching just a little bit? Like, absolutely. Ooh, wow, that is a really cool book. I could use that for a lot of different things. Never mind, I was wrong. It was 83.17% vote to ban those apps in Austria. That is insane. Also, that is really crazy, the flashing I'm getting right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm actually being insulted right now. I know, Coral, you deserve better. I'm sorry. Embrace the scary and add to it. There we go. Or the government donates a ton of money to work with an AI team to make a working age recognition system and sign up for any social media just required for this system to be there. Then based on your age, displays who you can interact with and what you can watch. That sounds great in theory, but again, it's just... So in other countries that works. In the United States that breaks things. The government cannot force a brand or a person to use a certain brand. That breaks the free market. Especially if it costs them money, which this would have to. Otherwise, they'd have to jack our taxes up a ton to pay for this AI to work. Google actually has a really good age verification system. The problem is nobody trusts Google to actually do it properly. The only other option you would have is having like the FBI or the CIA do the age verification. And then once Google says, yes, this account is verified, it stops tracking that. The FBI, they would have records saying this account or this ID has been verified as a user on the internet, so that if it keeps getting repeatedly used, they can flag it and say this is either ID fraud or they're making multiple accounts to circumvent age verification for their kids. And they may flag it and say, hey, they need to go to their courthouse or something to verify this. Because, you know, obviously, some people are going to try to break the rules regardless. I don't have an issue with some parents saying, yeah, my kid can watch this and they can't do, or my kid can do this. That's perfectly acceptable. But when they're making like 12 accounts, it's kind of like, you know, this is a thing a lot of people have done in the past. I don't know if it's still popular now, but you know, it used to be if a teenager wanted to have something that they're not old enough to have, for example, a alcoholic beverage, a cigarette, something of that nature, they would just approach somebody, give them the money, and then that person would go in and buy it for them, which is very illegal. Do not do that. That is very illegal. That's probably what would end up happening is, hey, can I pay you to use your ID really quick to get around this age gate? Like, that's what's going to happen. So you got to have a way around that, or you just got to accept that that's going to happen and you've at least caught some of the issue. I don't know what the right answer is. For efficiency's sake, you would just say, well, one ID for total. But what about somebody that loses their account? Okay, well, that's a problem. What about somebody who has more than one account? For example, I have several accounts because I post on KingRegNog MC, KingReg VODs, KingRegNog Archives. I've got KingRegNog Games. I've got my own personal account. I've got another account as well. You know, how many accounts could you apply to one ID before it starts flagging this? And I don't know what would be the right answer. That can never happen in America. That breaks the First Amendment so fast. Yup. There's a slippery slope there. A lot of Europeans would just say America needs to change, which everybody has a right to opinion, even if it's wrong. Of course, America says other places need to change. Again, everybody has a right to an opinion, even if they think it's wrong, or even if it is wrong. I don't think anybody needs to change, but I think each place needs to have their own laws actually put in place. Hello 100, welcome on in. It's good to see you again. Nepter, hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. PC Gus, thank you so much for subscribing 17 months in a row. GG's, dude. How's it going? It's good to see you. I did an idiotic maneuver and may have ended up in the... What did you do? Did you get hit by a car again? I gotta ask. I just gotta ask. However, Czech Republic only had 16.9% that voted to have apps banned, but the government ignored it and banned them anyway. That is an overreach. That is insane. That is crazy. If all the IDs are used on same IP, it probably won't flag, but if it's being used all over the place, it probably would. That could possibly work. The big thing I would be concerned about is if the government can't have access to what you're watching or what you're doing with your account. That's up to the brand, the company that is identifying it. The company doesn't get to keep your ID information. That gets passed straight off to the government. So the government has half of it, the company has the other half. That's the only way I could see this working in a way that I would be mostly okay. Because I'm all for protecting kids. Like, before anybody says, like, this guy doesn't want age verification, he must hate children. I've said it multiple times. I would rather have some sites outright banned just because kids get access to them. And they're honestly trash for society anyway. Like, I don't mean to sound judgmental, but there are some sites out there that adults spend too much time on. Like, you know, everybody can have their own personal opinions on it, but it's an abomination to society, and it really does negatively affect everybody's mental health with it just being overly prevalent. And you know the sites I'm talking about. We all do. I don't have to say it. We know what I'm talking about. Those could quite honestly be banned outside of the fact that you can argue it's a First Amendment right. But I do believe that that is one of the perfect examples of those should have some form of verification, whether it be from a credit card charge, and the credit card company says, whoa, 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 whoa. We know you're only 16 and you have our credit card because this is a minor's account. This is not allowed. That we're rejecting that 1 cent charge to prove identity. PayPal does this. They'll send a 1 cent charge just to see if there's money in the account sometimes, to see if it's an active account. Every company does this pretty much. They send a 1 cent charge and then they'll refund it or whatever as soon as they know that it's a legitimate account. You could do something like that and hold the credit card companies reliable, but credit card companies don't want to be reliable. They just want money. So I don't know what the best option is there for those people in specific. I'm of the mind that that's practically like that kind of content is almost drug-like, and should probably be a little bit more controlled. But I'm probably in a minority. I don't know. Let's be real, the government is already watching what we were watching. Oh, they almost definitely are, but they should at least try to hide that. The government is buying it off of Google. Google is making a fortune off of that. TikTok is indeed addicting. I mean, yes, social media algorithms absolutely are addicting. That's not what I was referring to in this case. There's other online things that people consume way too much of. But yes, TikTok and YouTube and Instagram all have very addicting algorithms that in my opinion, they should be kind of like the Wii. I don't know how many of you guys remember on the Wii, but if you played on there for, I believe it was like even just an hour, it had to pop up a warning and it told you, hey, don't forget to take a break, drink water, and you had to acknowledge the warning, and then you could continue playing. But you had to acknowledge it. It didn't force you off. I don't think that should be allowed. But I don't mind it actually having to pop up a warning and say, like, hey, just so you're aware, you've been on here for this long, and don't forget to take care of yourself. If I were designing a social media app, I would do that. Like, I know their job is to make money, but also I'm not immoral enough to say, yes, I want you to still suffer and live under my thumb. Like, I'm not that money hungry. King, you have to say it. Oh, I have to say it. Wild. I fell and broke my finger. Oof. I hope you feel better soon, dude. If all our IDs are used, I read that. We already have age verification for 18 plus sites in the UK. That's good. That's good. I'm 100% for that. I know some states here in the US have done that. I am a huge supporter of that on like a federal level. What's happening with your camera mic? Is my mic doing it too? My camera's flashing green. I don't know what's with that. If my mic is having issues too, that's news to me. The mic feels like it's peaking still. Is that better? It may just be quieter. But if it's still crunchy, I've got to figure that out. That's a different issue. It comes and goes in waves. It doesn't make sense. The only thing I can think of is if my USB hub, or not USB hub, but my USB if my I guess we could call it USB hub. That's not what it's called, but if my USB is overwhelmed with traffic, it could be that, possibly. The only other thing I could do, possibly, I could just buy a USB hub and see if that fixes it. Or if you have OBS filters, sometimes they randomly mess up and start static sounding. King fried his motherboard. It's not impossible. My outlet started shooting sparks and killed my PSU a couple months ago, so... if it's still popping, I'll just turn it back up. I can gain. I've got a lot of room for gain. Implemented already. Things are moving fast there. Maybe it's too close to your face. This is actually farther than my face usually is. My stats this week as an average person around my age is 22 hours. 3 hours daily average. That is crazy. Whatever you did made it pop less. It's popping regardless. Okay. I'm going to turn it up a little bit, so just heads up to anybody that has me really loud. Check, check, check. That might be a little hot. If that's too loud, let me know. I can turn it back down a little bit. It's going to pop regardless, like Gus said. There's only a few things I can do right now. Here. It overpowers the pops better. Well, we'll go with that. Give me... Where is it? Give me like 2 seconds. Okay, I have this little charger thing here. It's usually for phones, but I can use it for a couple of other things. Uh, we'll use it for the light. That's like that'll take a little bit of electrical charge off the board, which may provide more for everything else. At this point, it's just about reducing traffic, I guess. Okay, we'll try that. We'll go with it. Do. Hopefully that's a little better. It may not be though. I don't know. I may just need to suck it up and buy some other. I might. There are some wall powered USB hubs, so it takes less electric from your board. I could do that theoretically, but it's gonna still have a lot of data traffic into the thing. The problem is I'm using all my USBs. I need one for my headphones. I need one for my keyboard and mouse and my camera and my audio interface. And then I also have one for... What's the other one for? Well, I have one for my light as well. I guess I use one for my controller too sometimes, which is unplugged right now, so it's not that. I don't know. Quick chat, the place is not modded right now. We can say stupid things. Crazy. King needs to suck it up and get rich off of Hightail. I don't think I could have the success that other people have had with Hightail. It is a really cool game, though. I will give them that. It is a really, really cool game. Perfect for me? Okay, as long as it's not, like, awful, we'll roll with this for now. I know the camera is pretty bad, though. The camera's really bad. The camera may just need replaced. Like, I will fully concede to that. I've had this one for 4 years, and it's had, like, thousands of hours of use, so it's definitely on the way out anyway. It doesn't mean I want to replace it, but I do realize, like, it probably does need a little bit of a change at some point soon. You can start for a world in a constantly changing game. You're only one update behind. I played Hightail recently. In my personal opinion, it just feels like modded Minecraft. It feels so much like Minecraft. It doesn't feel like its own game. See, when I looked at it, it didn't look like Minecraft at all. That was the interesting thing to me. I'm getting like a completely different vibe watching it. What I do in Minecraft is mostly build. I feel like Hightail does a lot better in the adventure side of things. Rather than like the building side. I know there's a lot of cool building techniques and tools that are in Hightail, and I do love that idea, but I like Minecraft better in that regard, but I've never actually played it myself. It may feel different in my own hands than it would watching it. I don't know if I could do it long term, is the thing. I think ultimately Hightail and Minecraft won't replace each other. I think they'll just grow alongside each other. They're actually vertical slabs. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I hate vertical slabs. I know. Everybody's like, We need vertical slabs. We need vertical slabs. I think they're actually, like, probably the worst feature Minecraft could ever add. Like, could you imagine vertical slabs in vanilla Minecraft? Like, we've got shelves, and those have added a lot of cool opportunities. But the implementation that they would have to add for vertical slabs would just be straight up annoying to place, because I've played around with it and modded. It sucks. We've got enough shapes and such with Minecraft that I feel like creativity-wise, it's a lot better to not have them. Like you said, it's close enough without adding them that you have it, but you don't have it, if that makes any sense. Whoa, hello. You really kind of did your own thing there. But I do like Hytale. I think it's a cool game, and I'm excited to see what they do. I don't know when I'm going to pick it up, but I do want to try it out at some point in time. It's just, I don't know if I can commit to it long term, especially with all the plans that I got with Minecraft this year. I've got the Forever World right now. I've got a big creative project coming up soon. I've got a couple of things that I can't talk about yet. And I've got a couple of other things that I can't talk about. I can't talk about that one. The only thing I really don't like about Hytale is, and I think a lot of people agree, is all the tables. I hate all the tables in Minecraft, if I'm 100% real. Like, I get why they added some of them, but I really dislike that there are a lot of them. I like, I don't know why they felt the need to add a loom to Minecraft, because it made banners way more complicated than they already were. Because now you need the loom, and the loom doesn't really help a ton. I feel like they could have done a much better implementation on it. The fletching table exists, but it serves no purpose. The geography table, or is it the geography table? Cartography table. It exists, but nobody uses it because it doesn't make sense why you need that when you could just do it the old way of expanding maps with paper. But now you have to not use paper. It's like, I don't understand why Mojang added all of them. It was a cool idea in theory, but in practice, I don't like it. This is a problem I've had with, like, a lot of games, is I feel like they add a lot of things to make it feel like there's more, and maybe there's a lot of intent behind it, or it's good for UI reasons, which might be true. But Minecraft thrives on its simplicity rather than its complication. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people might say there is, but I actually think it's kind of what makes it so charming, is the simplicity. If you're looking for something a little more complicated with more shapes, more depth, more levels to everything, Hytale seems to have more of that. I feel like there's a lot more armor, weapons, tools. At least it looked like it to me. There was a lot of varying levels to it. And I will say, I really do like that Hytale is built around, like, a, what do they call it? Like, not stage, but every, like, the further out you go in the world, the higher the risk, higher reward kind of deal. That is really cool. But I personally don't think that would ever work in Minecraft, for example. I can see it. How's it going, Exivity? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Let me catch this fish and I'll scroll back up and read your guys' chats. But I got news. You got news, you say? Okay, I'm not catching a fish. Why in the world? Okay. Mods ban this guy. I've gotten offered many hightail building jobs. There is one for weapons, armor, furniture, general things, potions. And then like 3 types of furnaces. Says it's too much like Minecraft, calls it modded. Minecraft then points out major differences that make it more like Terraria and complains. The tables can pull from nearby chests and hightail. I'm gonna say I don't like that actually. See, the problem is I see that a lot in survival games. Like, for example, one that does it a lot was Imperial and Galactic Survival. Really cool concept, but I like having this. I don't know. It's just, I have it in my inventory, I can make it. That's what I like. I like having shaped recipes. I don't know if Hightail has that or not. I know a lot of the times in those survival games, what they end up doing is, you just click it and you craft it. It doesn't have like a recipe. You couldn't see that, but I had air quotes there. That's just my style. It's a personal preference. It's not ultimately that big of a deal. But I don't think Hightail and Minecraft are the same game. I feel like Hightail draws a lot of inspiration from Minecraft, but leans heavily into adventure, exploration, dungeon-y feels, rather than just straight up, this is Minecraft, but with all the features that Minecraft doesn't add, That's my personal read on it. Well, the thing with Minecraft is you can use a crafting table. It just absolutely skip. What the heck? And a furnace and progress, but you need stone tables for early game progression in Hightail. That's also why, like, for example, another game, Valheim. I love the idea of Valheim, but all the tables was just annoying to me. For me, when I'm making things beautiful, I don't want to have to, like, design an area for each and every thing, other than, like, basic mechanics. So, for example, like, brewing makes sense to not have with a table, as well as, like, furnace makes sense to not have within the table. But it would drive me nuts if I had to use a smithing table to make armor. Because I just want to quickly plop down a crafting table, make my tools, make my armor, make my bow, and make a boat. But I know in a lot of games, and this is just Minecraft being an anomaly, I would say. In a lot of games, if you want to make the boat, you have to put down a special table, and if you want to make a fishing rod, you got another table, and to cook, you have one table, but sometimes you have 2 tables. This is why I don't like modded Minecraft. Is it Pam's Harvest or whatever? Pam's Kitchen? There's like several different tables in order to make different types of foods. That drives me nuts. I hate cooking mods. I hate them with a burning passion. But that's like, again, that's my preference. I don't have an issue with other people liking it. It's just, I know I'm not the target audience with that side of things. I'm all in it for simplicity's sake. Somebody has a vendetta against me, dang. 2 helps with organization, to be honest. Build separate areas for separate things. The weapons are wild and hightail. 2, watched a couple of people play it. Didn't love it. Maybe it still needs to grow on me. I love watching it from an adventurer's perspective. I haven't found somebody building in it that I'm like, whoa, this is game-changing to me. But I would 100% agree with you there, Gus. 3D Terraria, absolutely. I sent it in general of your Discord? Okay, gotcha. Kermit the Frog, quick, Kermit the Frog. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes, please. Thank you. Alright, we have all these things going right now, I guess. This is rarity. All 4 things unlocked. GG's, GG's, EZ's. I hope everybody's doing well, though. I will say, though, I am really excited about Hightail. I know I sound very negative, but I do actually really like it. I hope that it does well, because I hope Minecraft takes note. You know, I don't think it should. I don't think Hightail should try to beat Minecraft, and I don't think Minecraft should try to beat Hightail. But I do believe they should push each other to be better, because they're not going to kill each other. They're different games. Fix the stream. This isn't an ARG. I think you should just accept that this is the way it is. Minecraft streams are fun when you're interacting with them, and that's how Twitch plays. Is they do silly little things every once in a while, and that's okay. It didn't hurt anything. Oops, that did not work out, did it? I had channel points to waste. Didn't even make a dent. That's unfortunate. You have a lot of channel points. I need to come up with some more. Oh my goodness, you guys have too many points. What the? You all have too many points, I swear. We're going to be stuck doing this for a very long time, I have a feeling. Oh dearie me. So humble, we love it. We love to see it. I have 73k. That is a wild amount, really. Oh boy. Let me sleep. World War I bunker. That is very unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. I feel like I'm annoying just telling you about the story I made a lot. If you just keep it in the Discord, especially in the like hobbies section, that would be the best place for it. I do read every channel in Discord, so you don't gotta worry about it. That's just the best place to put it though. It's not annoying though, you're good. Dab, here's your dab. I'm down to 1.8k now. You are broke. That is unfortunate. I'll explain Hightail a little bit more about my full thoughts and opinions soon. I'm just gonna wait until I'm out of Kermit the Frog mode, because it's getting hard to talk in Kermit the Frog. Nikita, thank you for the candy. I will eat that here in a second. Y'all are spoiling me, I think. And a stretch, you all. Jeez. This is getting a little crazy. Alright, so candy from Nikita. This is a Hershey Kiss. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. And I'll get that stretch right now, Nathan. Yeah, about 20 more seconds here, and we'll be good to go. You know, I have no clue how hard it is to get a mending book. This could be a while. It is tied to World Seed, so, no, we are not doing a jumping jacks redeem. I know you guys way too well. We're not doing that. Also, there's a lot of times there's a guest right underneath me. Last thing they need to hear at, like, what time is it right now? At 9 p.m. is jumping right above them. That would be great. What was I gonna do? There was something I needed to do really quick. I don't remember. Uh-oh. Well, fishing. Right, no. I wanted to check. Minecraft, mending, fishing. With a Luck of the Sea rod, you have a 1.9% chance of getting the book. Apparently. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Let me go over here. Default catch probabilities in Java. So an enchanted book in all biomes except the jungle. You have a 16.7% chance for an enchanted book within that category. Apparently? That doesn't sound right. Hold on. Unenchanted chance is 0.8%. Okay. I'm following now. So with Luck of the Sea, you have a 1.9% chance. Then you just gotta hope that it has mending on it. And it doesn't have a junk enchant that you absolutely hate. Although that part doesn't really matter for me in specific. So we should be okay. So we just need to try to get Luck of the Sea 3 especially. That seems to be the big one I need here. Okay. I bet I could create a new world and get a fishing rod and catch a mending book. Or you probably could. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't be hard. So it's all luck. It's all luck. Honestly, I feel like it's best to just to put like a dramatic music with an overly dramatic build to just fish. We could do like a really crazy build at some point to fish off of. I do have intents on this world to reset, and by that I just mean like I'm gonna go far away and start building a different area up. I'm gonna get rid of all my tools and armor. I'm gonna leave that behind here, and that's good. You know, not everybody loves that, but you know, for me, it's kind of like that's a way to keep it interesting. Going back to the early game of playing by different rules, sometimes even in there. You know, in this area, for example, I'm gonna try not to use an iron farm for as long as I can. I actually want to manually farm things as much as I can for as long as I can, just because it keeps things interesting. And I believe we are now out of string. Okay. I got a little bit here. We'll just put a crafting table there for now. And we need to go get some more lapis. It's luck, King. Numbers. Everything is numbers. King, you are numbers. Numbers are me. I don't know what I was doing there. I also had the worst luck and caught nothing on United. Yes, it's worth a shot. You know, it's definitely worth it. Maybe we need to try to start getting, like, some books together. I don't know. You know how unlucky you are, King? How many days did it take you Get baby in Stardew. It took me a long time. It took a really long time. What we could do is we could throw away an enchant. Just do a couple of throwaway attempts here and see if we can force it to give me at least one of the Luck of the Seas. Because then we could get better fishing rods that way, right? So, let's put you in there. Got 2 unbreaking ones. I can't even get one. Excuse me. Wow, okay. It doesn't want to let me enchant this fishing rod. Oh my gosh. I don't have any items to enchant. Hang on. Hello, Emmy. Welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Guys, it won't let me enchant. Just... They say luck runs out, so it must work the other way too. Unluck will run out. Maybe. It's not letting me enchant. This is a weird problem to have. Okay. Go with that. Y'all sending me back in time again? Wild. It'll never stop. We're just always gonna be back in time. No, I am now knitting a sweater. Yo, let's go. Sweaters are fun. I guess we're just gonna have to go with on breaking through. We'll go full. Yeah, okay. We tried. We tried. We may need to start farming for books. Because we're at the point now where I don't have, I don't have enough enchantment power to get a good rod. I'm just hoping that I get one. I have 42k. Oh my goodness. 78 hours of watch time. GG's, Emmy. GG's. A Luck of the Sea rod would just be so much better, though. We had a Lure 2 rod at one point, but I think that broke, didn't it? Well. I've only been here since September. That is a lot to gain since then, especially with how many streams have been canceled or the length of time and all that, you know, like, that is a lot of points to rack up. You know what, let's also harvest my food so that we can save this for villager farming later. Or just for me to eat as well. I have a 21 stream streak right now. Dang, okay. I was going good, but then Emmy did it. It's insane. 21 stream streak. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I can't see your stream streaks, guys. So if you have one and you want me to know, you're just gonna have to like say, hey, this is what I got. I appreciate it nonetheless. It's just my chat client is a little goofy. No, it's not just you, Nathan. My side's broken. It's my internet. I just can't catch a break. I cannot catch a break. Nikita, 30 hours of watch time. GG's. Dang. I'm trying, guys. I can't make the internet just work though. Doesn't even matter how hard I try. Get out a big one earlier you missed. Okay, let me sleep really quick. And it just went to 0. And it's back. Come on, Twitch. Come on. I will sing your praises forever if you just obey me this one time. Are we back, guys? Are we back? Okay. I think that's working relatively. Okay. I'll take that. I will take that. If it's still lagging for you guys, just like refresh, I guess. Let me see if I can fix everything else plus right now. That seems to be okay. Is this okay? E? Which chat is okay. We're almost there. We're almost there, chat. Bear with. Okay. That might have us fixed now. Okay. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Can I read chat? No. It's still not letting me read my chat. Okay. Chat doesn't. It says it's connected, but it doesn't mean it's connected. It just wants. Setting wrong. There's an update. Oh, would you look at that? That's too bad, so sad. Streamer bot. I'll donate you my internet strength. I need to figure some things out. I can't get by with one stream without something going wrong, which isn't all that surprising. It's just the way it goes. But it doesn't make it ideal. Okay, are we connected now? E. Okay. There we go. I can read chats now. What about Pigeon Post with the fancy letters saying the king demands his premium internet? You know, I like that. There we go. E-Mobile now taking carrier pigeons. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. I think we're back now. Sorry about that, guys. I know that really sucked. It sucked for me too. So at least we're both not alone. We're in it together. Where am I getting tropical fish from? Like, this river shouldn't be producing them, I don't think. But it is. I'll take it. I guess. We're rolling with things. We're rolling with it. Might hop out in a minute. 3 a.m. seems like a great time to book a bus out of the country. Seems like a great time indeed, yes. Well, if you hop out, you know, be safe, have fun. And we'll catch you another time. Thank goodness now about filling filling the potholes in my street with my tax payments. That sounds like somebody else's job, but I'm not gonna let civilians do that because that would be too silly. Why would we let them actually do what our job is? We could sue them for vandalism if they do it. And then not use that money to fill the holes. True story, by the way. I forget where it was, but this guy during COVID, he went out and filled potholes because the government wasn't doing it. And so he'd go out at night and he would sounds like a 21 Pilots song. That's what I was thinking too. Driving here I sit cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill the holes with cement or whatever. Is that tearing my heart? Maybe. That sounds like it. I think maybe. I don't know. It's been a while. I need to listen to more 21 Pilots. That's what I'm hearing. Is that a baby squid? That was a baby squid! I didn't know that. I forgot they spawned naturally now. Oh, wow. We just watched a baby squid kill itself. How how lovely. Oh yeah, but finishing that thought. True story, a vigilante went out filling potholes. And he would record videos actually showing people how to fill their own potholes so that they could fix it because the government was refusing to. And I guess I don't know if he ever got caught, but there was a lot of talk about how much trouble he would be in if they did catch him, because technically it is illegal. But like also he was just trying to fix the problem because the government wasn't gonna. And, you know, nobody was out at night during those years. So he took care of it. Most of my tax payments, and now I drive bumping loudly. My camera's flashing again. Guys, maybe I need to hang up the cape. Does it do it if it's, like, closed? I'm really curious if it does it while it's closed. Because the camera's still on. But, yeah, it does it. Bottom half. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'm a mess today. That's something I've learned. And I think I'll continue to be a mess, and that's okay. Hey, who turned out the lights? Your mom. I'm sorry. Maybe it wasn't your mom. I had a lot more I was gonna talk about today, but now all I want to like, all my brain is thinking about is like, how do I fix this? How do I fix that? How do you fix this other thing? Hold up, Reg, have you seen Doctor Who? I have not. I've heard it's pretty good, or at least a couple of the seasons are pretty good. But I've never actually made time to watch it. Do you like it? I know my sister used to watch a little bit. Do 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 do. Boop, boop, boop. We probably won't be live too much longer. Now I just want to fix it. I don't know what else to do. I mean, that's a lie. I do have a couple of ideas. Death Knight, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I enjoy it. Please note that David Tennant and Matt Smith are the best doctors. I've heard a lot of good things about David Tennant. Alright. Give me like 1 second. I'm back under the desk. Okay. Ooh. I got dizzy. Okay. Why is my camera? Property. That one. It's just frozen. Okay. Deactivate. Reactivate. Game. Let's try that. I moved USB ports. I can't hear the game anymore. What? I have two. Oh, okay. Okay. Whatevs. Whatever. It's fine. Game is really quiet. What the heck? Is it quiet for you guys? Agreed. But Peter Capaldi. It's very quiet for me. I don't want to throw a temper tantrum. I'm not gonna. But it's very tempting. It's very, very tempting. I haven't seen it flash again. I'm gonna tell you guys what I did, and then it's gonna break. I moved the USB from USB 2 to USB 3. For those of you who don't know, it's just the difference between red and blue. Technologically speaking, blue is faster than red. So that still doesn't make a ton of sense to me, other than it may be prioritizing the blues instead of the reds. So my headphones are getting the worse end of the deal, maybe. And so, which I could deal with. That's fine. It just means I can't hear a single thing right now, and I don't know why. I gotta fix that. It's bugging me. Volume mixer. It's all turned up. It's not using the right microphone. Turn that to that one. Okay. We're going with that. I respect for him. I just like Tennant and Smith had. That's fair. Fair. I love grumpy grandpa doctor. Love that. That sounds like a vibe. A vibe I can get behind too. Cool indeed. Hopefully it works. It looks like it is right now. I just gotta go long enough for it to break. My hobbies is sliding again. I know. Just want to hide in a corner and knit and not work on videos. Oh, that's fair. I get that. Right now I want to work on things, but it's getting harder and harder too. I guess I should probably mention this. I'm behind. I promised you guys a lot of things lately. The intent was to do those things when I promised them, and say something. I just had to get my hopes up. But the intent is for all these things to get better and to work, and for me to do more. But life is getting in the way right now. Specifically health things. I've been sleeping a little bit better. The problem is I'm almost sleeping too good now, and I'm not able to get out of bed. Because when my body shuts down, I guess it shuts down too much. I don't know. That's just kind of the only thing I've got at this point is I'm not dying. Just before somebody's like, "OMG, King, are you dying?" Like, no, I'm okay. But my body is literally heavier. Well, not literally heavier. It's heavier for me because my I'm gonna start using some very fancy words here. My autonomic nervous system. So the thing that says like, "Hey, blood pump," it doesn't do the blood pumping very well. This could be due to a variety of reasons, most of which I don't truly fully understand, and I'm going to get a doctor's opinion on it probably. That's all happening. The problem is, okay, overcome that. Okay, easy enough. You know, just roll onto your side, wiggle your toes a little bit, you know, flex your ankles, your thighs, your calves, all that. Get blood moving again. Okay, it's fine, except then that's when the joint pain kicks in because of like hypermobility and well, the autonomic stuff also really screws around with that stuff as well too. You know, that hits, which not fun to deal with that. And then if I stand up, I get lightheaded, so I have to sit back down. It's a whole process to get up. It sounds laziness at first, and if you guys saw it, you'd probably understand a little bit. Or the ungodly sounds I make as I try to get out of bed. And then on top of that, there's a very strong I want to get up and do things, but because it's so late in the day, I just don't feel like getting up anymore. Energy, and on top of that, it's kind of like starting things is really hard. I just have a really hard time choosing to start things. Once I'm started, not a problem. But it was really hard for me to get out of bed this morning until my dad sent me a message and said, "Hey, help me move this fridge." At that point, I was able to overcome the heaviness and the joint pain because I had the motivation to get out of bed. And then as I was moving, the heaviness slowly wore away because blood was moving, and the joint pain you learn to deal with. But that's the problem I'm in right now. Otherwise, I would be doing a lot more. You guys would have, like, so much more Omnia. You'd have so much more videos. The streams wouldn't get canceled every single week. I feel really bad about that. I don't want to, like, wallow in that, because that's, like, not fun for you guys, and it's not fun for me. But I am going to get that worked on. I'm going to hopefully go this weekend. Not this weekend, but next week or this week. Just kind of depends on a lot of timings, but I need to go into the doctors and get my prescriptions refilled anyway, so I'll try to get the other stuff possibly looked at as well. Sleep is good, but oh no, too much sleep bad. Yeah. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate it. The chances of you taking 108 days to have a baby and start is about the same chances of being struck by lightning, landing on heads 8 times in a row, and rolling a nat 20 twice. That is insane. That is wildly crazy. What the heck? Thank you, Lord Panda. Appreciate it. Stop pushing. Little jerk. My boat. Stupid fish. Hey, what were you doing? That's my boat. That's a really big salmon, by the way. But yeah. That's, I guess my half excused apology, I guess. I'm working on it. I promise. It's just I'm not good at working on it. The other stuff I have no excuse on. I don't know why the technology is being a pain in the butt. Life is an interesting thing, isn't it? I get to be JFK. What does that even mean, Swiftu? Are you in like a play of some sort? Like... Because if I'm not mistaken, Abraham Lincoln's the one that went to the play, not JFK. Is there a video game where you get to be JFK? That would be cool. I'd be okay with that. That'd be pretty chill. Maybe you share birthdays with JFK? That doesn't sound right. But that very well could be true. I don't know. Do I even remember your birthday? I feel like I should. It wasn't recent. It was... I have a guess. And I have a guess for JFK's birthday as well. I don't know why, but I have a feeling. Then band we have Indoor Guard, which is flag stuff inside, and our show is America Going to the Moon. It's like the theme, and throughout the show music, it's just snippets of JFK's moon speech. Oh, that's really cool. That is really, really cool. So I stand behind a podium and do the JFK hand movements and lip sync his speech. That's gonna be fun. Well, I hope you enjoy that. That's gonna be cool. JFK was a pretty cool guy. Basically the closest theater I can ever get. Hey, that's at least something. It's some experience, you know? And maybe, who knows, that could lead you down some other avenues later down the road. Could it be unlikely? Sure. But unlikely is not never. Okay, I'll be wrapping up soon, guys. I have another episode I have to record tonight. I gotta figure out if I can fix all of this. And I have, like, there's another thing I was gonna say. I have a lot of work to do, though. That was a weird glitch. That was not full green. I don't know what that was about. I share a birthday with Lady Gaga and David. That is wild. And Reba McEntire. What the heck? A lot of people are born on the same day as you. I don't know why, but I feel like all those birthdays are probably May 20th. I don't know why, but I feel like you just have a May 20th kind of birthday. Again, no clue why that stands out in my mind. That's probably not your birthday. But May 20th is what I'm thinking. I don't know who's born on May 20th. But Somebody is. They have to be, because that is a very strong birthday in my mind. Wild shot in the dark. Nope. Are we guessing birthdays? I suppose we are. A little bit earlier. Okay. Whose birthday is on May 20th? Let me look it up. Because I know somebody I know has a birthday on May 20th. Did I write it down? It doesn't look like it. I've got a birthday on May 8th. On May 18th? No. But on May 25th, I do. Normally falls on a weekend? Never mentioned my birthday to you? Huh. Maybe he didn't. It usually falls on a weekend, though. Okay. It could be in April. If that's the case, it would probably be like... Could be April 4th. I don't know. That would be probably early, I don't know. You know, because I set my status to it once? Okay. Don't know. I really don't know. That's a tough one. I know it's somewhere in that area. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. When I went to the state fair, oh. I remember you talking about that. Just look up when Gaga's birthday is. That would be a really smart idea. But, maybe that might be cheating. Oh, wait. The state will give it to you? Okay. My birthday is the day before Kit SMP ended. Like last season. The day before that, Trix SMP, that would have... When did she end that? That would have been like in April, yeah. I think. Or maybe it would have been May. It was after April 4th. Funnily enough, I know that. So it would have been like 27th? Maybe? That seems wrong. That seems really wrong. I know... I don't have it written down when that was. So that would make some amount of sense. Maybe it wasn't April, though. March? It was in March. Was it? Are we sure? And that's why you only got one guess and still managed to get rid of 3/4 of the year. Huh. Was it March? Are you sure? So I distinctly remember it. Thought it ended after that one event that I did, which would have been in April. At the very beginning of April. I thought. Different, I had no information to go by. Are we sure? Do I have my dates wrong? Where would I put that? Without cheating. That was April. Did that April 11th. So I don't know. I don't know. That's different. No information to go by. Gaga was born 86. She must have got famous late, as she feels relatively new. Well, I mean, if she was born 86, so 14 years would have put her at 2000. She had some pretty big hits in the early 2000s, so, you know, let's say 2006, she would have been 20. Like, she definitely has a lot of big hits now, especially. But what was it? Oh, she has a really popular one that I can't remember. I remember her for wearing a meat dress, okay? Well, that's what me and my dad remember her for. Like, that's... Poker Face? Poker Face has been around for a while. That wasn't what I was thinking of. Bad Romance, that's what I'm thinking of. Bad Romance is a very popular one. Wow, that girl's ancient. I retract my statements. Been around for a while. My math didn't math. No, it didn't math great, but you know, it's fine. The 80s does feel like a long time ago, though. Oh, she was 60. That is wild. Wow. Okay. Man, my shoulders hurt. I'm gonna wrap things up. Now 60 is old. 60's, it's getting up there, yeah. My camera's flashing really bad. I gotta figure that out. I'm a mess. I'm a piping hot mess today, apparently. But, it's okay. I'll fix it. Or at least I'll say that. I may not actually fix it. But I'll say I will. And that's good enough, right? Can you stop? It's taunting me, guys. It is taunting me. Alright. We are ending. I appreciate you all for being here. Genuinely sticking through me with everything going on. Not an easy task, but I appreciate it nonetheless. We will be wrapping up. We will be ending with a raid. So if you want to get some free champ points, feel free to hop in the raid. You'll get some free champ points. You'll meet a cool streamer along the way, and some of you will just get to go to bed. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Who do we want to say hello to? Oh, who's live? Alfie's live. Well, excuse me, Alfie. Oh, he just went live. That is perfect. Let's go say hi to Alfie. I'll be over there modding for a little bit as well, so it works out. I'll see you next time. Appreciate you. Thanks for stream. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Where's the button? Bye-bye.